Hi, Sohail. So happy to have you with us today. I just want to go ahead and jump in and say, can you give us a brief explanation about yourself and what you do?
Absolutely. So, I am an architect by profession, by education. I have been practicing art direction or production design for like couple of at least 1 year by now. And I have been fairly new to the content game as well. I am doing content creation for last, I think, 3.5 months, 4 months. And yeah, you can say I'm a designer, I'm an architect, and a part-time content creator. But loving what I'm doing right now, having fun, the best time of my life.
Well, it's great that you get to work and have fun. That is amazing. So what is Blackbeard Studio? Can you give me some more details about that?
So Blackbeard Studio is an architectural firm that I have started. So it takes projects like interior design projects, architectural projects. We work pan India. We have projects going on in Mumbai. We have interior projects going on in Mumbai. And under the wing of Blackbeard Studio, we also take set designing projects. So basically, set designing projects is you might be aware of the TV shows that you see. So we design TV sets for it. We have done couple of a set for ZTV. That's a prominent channel in India. We have done for Star as well, one show and one for Colors. And we have done multiple residential and commercial interior projects. And we are kind of growing and scaling slowly and steadily the firm.
Notice there's another thing that you're a part of. What is Geeks for Geeks?
So it's not something that I'm a part of. Geeks for Geeks wanted me to collaborate with them. They are a very interesting or a very fascinating edtech platform in India, and they thought that my page or my content kind of aligns very well to their kind of vision that they have, and they have couple of very interesting things going on every month. They have courses that comes up, cohort that comes up every month. They have different seminars or events that they hold every month. So for that, they kind of approach me as a marketing personnel who can kind of put the voice to that event, and my voice can maybe reach to a couple more people and help them in growing that event. So that's my role in Geek for Geeks. There's no professional role as such, but I'm kind of you can say I'm a marketing collaborator with them.
So yeah, you talk about your content creation. Originally, what inspired you to make these videos where you share advice and motivate others?
So honestly, if I speak about myself, I really don't like the idea of motivating anyone else. Like, I don't believe firmly in the idea of motivation because I feel motivation is more like a desert or kind of a dopamine rush that you get, which kind of helps you move a little bit further from where you are, but it kind of doesn't take you to the point where you want to reach. For me, it's more about systems, uh, disciplines, promises that you keep with yourself. But motivation is not something that I kind of look forward to. And even when I started the page, I never intended it to be a motivational page as such. And not that I'm also calling it right now, but you can say that what I try to do is I love learning. I have been a keen learner for a very, 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 very long time. I can remember since I was maybe 17, 18, I kind of got hooked into reading books like about self development, self growth, and all these kind of aspects. And I've been learning humongously since that time, and I love to share. So before this content thing began, I used to share a lot with my friends, with people who are around me about the things that I've learned, the things that I have kind of grasped through these books, through YouTube videos, and this content page kind of began as a thought experiment. Is that if I'm sharing such immensely powerful things with my friends, with people who are close to me, why not share it with the people who are not even close to me, who are kind of far apart from where I am, but they need that kind of advice. So this kind of became like a thought experiment where I wanted to kind of put in maybe 10, 15 videos and see how people respond to it. And surprisingly, people accepted this kind of craft of mine, or maybe my efforts, very well. And that kind of pushed me to making this page grow to where it is right now. It's not, I can't say it's ultimately successful page yet, but I am hoping high for this journey that I've begun.
So how were you able to get and maintain such a large audience and keep them engaged?
I think I have kind of stuck very much to the fundamentals of content creation that I've learned. and I've learned it from many people who are doing very fabulous in content game, because I happen to know them personally, and those very few fundamentals that were like common from all these people who kind of gave me the advice to take my path on. And those fundamentals were: be consistent in what you're doing, add as much as value as you can to the people that you're serving, and don't look at other people at all. I mean, it's as simple as there'll always be a bigger fish in the ocean. If you keep looking at other people who are more successful than you, have more followers than you, who have more reach than you, you'll always be demotivating yourself or kind of pulling yourself down from the next step. Rather, what better way to look at it is: have fun while creating that one piece of content that brings value to you, and which in turn will bring value to 10 more people that you're going to share it with, and just taking it consistently. I mean, one thing I have realized from my personal experience, which is like very short in content creation game, like it's rarely 4 months, but I'm damn sure of it when it comes to content creation, is that it is not a 10 month or a 1 year or a 2 year kind of a game. It is absolutely like a 5 year or a 10 year kind of a game. And if you are entering into this so-called influencer space, you are bound to fail if you put a timeline of at least 12 month or 24 month, and you plan to gain as much as you can from it. But because that is absolutely not possible, because there is no I feel there is no deliberate injection of good content or a viral content that you can put into the system. It is absolutely totally dependent on people, how they accept your content, how they like your content, and what thoughts they align with. And for that, you have to churn out a lot and lot of content which is resonating to you, and which you feel will help and add value to other people as well. And for that, you have to stick very long into the game, and consistency is the biggest weapon I think that you can have when you are entering into influencer game, or at least content creation game. So yeah, these are the core things that I've stuck to.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much for that advice. So when you started this path, did you think that you would end up where you currently are?
I'll tell you a funny story that when I started my content game, I mean, when I started the content creation thing, I was very, as I told you, that it was a very kind of a thought experiment for me with that. Will it work or will it not work? I don't know, but I'm going to do it because I'm kind of curious and I think I'll have fun. So I told myself that I'm going to make 15 videos and I'll see how it pans out. And I had my friend sitting across the table, and we were chatting, and I told him that I've made 2 or 3 videos and I'm going to upload it in the week. And we were just talking over dinner, and I told him that it'll be really great if I can reach 10K followers in a year, because I mean, I can see people's reaction. I've posted 2 videos and people are liking it, so I think I'll kind of post more than 10 videos maybe, but it'll be really cool if I can get 10K followers or 10,000 followers in the next year. And by the God's grace, or maybe because of hard work, and who knows, I kind of reached that 10K follower wala limit in just a month, about 34 days. And then 20K was like another 15 days. And the growth was substantial and exponential. But the initial milestone that I had in my head was very far from what I achieved. And yeah, so maybe I think it's all about the amount of work and amount of quality that you put in your work that kind of takes you to the result. And it's good to have your goal. It's good to have the clarity of your mind that where you want to reach, but I'm not a very big fan of keeping a timeline to where I want that goal to when I want that goal to happen.
Would you say that Reels had a major impact on the reach that you have, or is it more so related to your content?
So I'll tell you something about Instagram that I have kind of discovered on, and not just Instagram, most of the social media platforms, that majority of social media platforms are moving towards video based content. I mean, before I began Reels on this page, I was actively posting about kind of the same things, but in a much graphical way, the static post or a carousel kind of a way. And that kind of gave me a very substantial reach. But the moment I realized that TikTok kind of moved into the market, at least in Indian market, sorry, and Instagram kind of proposed the Reels into the global market, I kind of, many people kind of found it as a pattern that social media platforms want people to be engaged into videos more than the static post, or more than the uh, carousel post or any other form of content creation. And that kind of fascinated me because it kind of gave me a very strong growth potential. Because if Instagram or any social media platform is kind of betting high on any specific kind of content, let's say reel, they are ready to fuel it with higher amount of reach organically, you can say that, or deliberately. And if you kind of sit on that wave, you're bound to reach more people and you're bound to reach more distribution. And that is the whole kind of prime game in social media, that the more distribution you get through your content, the more benefit it brings on your table and other people's table as well. So I think, yeah, reels specifically, if you can say, has played a very big role, because Instagram is betting heavily on reels. And maybe I feel that Instagram is kind of playing very closely to what TikTok is playing right now, because everyone knows how engaging or how addictive TikTok algorithm is. So yeah, reels is definitely a very strong thing to rely on right now, and I have done the same thing. So if you can see my page, it's massively reels and some static posts that I kind of feel I should put, I uploaded. But yeah, majorly reels.
Some users of Instagram, though, are saying that they don't really like the video content and putting video content first as far as the algorithm. Would you say that you like it or you don't like it, or is it that it's just too time consuming, or that you do like putting more time into the reels, or do you put just as much time into the reels as you did the carousels and static posts? How is that different for you, or how do you feel about that?
So kind of way I look at it is that when you, in any social media platform that you kind of look into, the the operational mode is exactly the same, that there is some kind of information that is presented to you by XYZ creator or any thousands of creators. And as a consumer, you're going to consume that information. And that information can be as simple as a funny photo or a GIF or a meme or educational post that can be a carousel or a static, or by as it is right now, the reel. But that information, I have realized that as our time is moving, as our civilization is kind of moving ahead, people are much more engrossed into video format. I mean, it helps that information to get across to the consumer in a much more easier and a consumable way and a chewable way when it is in video. Because when it is a static post, but simple psychological fact, when it is a static post image, you're interacting with just one senses of your receptory organs, that is your eyes, right? You're just looking at the image or looking at the piece of information, and you're trying to grasp in that information. But when you're looking at a video, you're not just seeing the content, but you're hearing to the voice as well. You're not just looking at the face, a static face of a person, but you're seeing him move. You're seeing his physical movement, his body language, his tone of voice, and that kind of makes the information to very much consumable for you as well. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why people have, as consumers, loved watching videos. And that's the reason why TikTok has grown so much or Reels has grown so much, because people on the consumer side love watching it, even if they don't agree to it consciously, but they are more hooked towards it than static post or carousel post. Otherwise, TikTok or Instagram would have never introduced that feature in the first place if it wasn't so appealing to the audience. It doesn't happen like that. And talking about people are objecting for having so much of video content or real content, or maybe Instagram losing its authentic touch, which was photos. I mean, that is, I feel that is only a side of a debate when you kind of put it into a scenario where you're comparing Instagram to its past. I mean, that is highly irrelevant, because as the time grows, our civilization is highly adapting, highly changing. I mean, the redundancy rate, I was reading somewhere that the redundancy rate, the speed at which things are getting redundant, has been at the highest right now. Things are getting redundant in 1 year, 2 year, 5 years of a span. And so Instagram has to adapt highly. Any social media platform has to adapt extensively to all these demands of people and all these things that are happening around. And so I think they have made a very wise decision where they have put their energy into the video content, because practically I feel video is a much better way to communicate information. Ultimately, the whole social media game is about making information reach from my end, or the person who's producing that information, to the person who wants to listen to that information. So I don't think any problem lies in the fact of Instagram giving more importance to reel. I feel there'll be more platforms doing that. In fact, the platforms who are not doing it, I have a prediction to say that maybe LinkedIn and other platforms are going to push heavily on videos as well in maybe coming decade, I feel. But yeah.
I know that you are doing great things in a lot of different areas. What is some of your milestones for this year that you want to accomplish?
As I told you very early that one of my milestones for this year was to reach 10K followers by the end of this year, but I think that kind of happened. So I've kind of pushed that milestone to 100K. Let's see how it pans out. I don't know if it'll happen or no within this year or no. Whenever it happens, it'll be a great event. But right now, one of the, in terms of vanity metrics, or at least in terms of numbers, it's 100K for Instagram. And I have some very like, so ballpark kind of a number in terms of my business revenue that I have kind of predicted. I'm almost 50 to 60% over there. Let's see if it turns out to be that much by the end of the year. That is kind of my milestone. And honestly speaking, I have since at least a year, I have stopped putting time to my goals. I mean, initially I used to do that, but I feel it has kind of be- became kind of more toxic for my own mental health when I kind of put my time right next to my goal, because what exactly is in my control is just my action. And in fact, I'll tell you a very beautiful quote by Bhagavad Gita that I have here in my room, but I'll show it to you. In fact, I have kept it in my office. I hope you can read it. I'll read it to you. It says that karmanaya vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. It's a verse from Bhagavad Gita that I really love, which means that the only thing that you have control on is on your action, and the results that your action will bring, you have no control on. So just focus on the actions that you can do, and do it to your best, and let the result be on the universe. So that's what I've kind of believed strongly in since a very long time. And because of that, I have very firmly set what my goals are, but there is no time that I have set to them. So I have some bigger goals, some smaller goals. I'll see when it happens, but not specifically to a year.
So, how important would you say, even if you don't put down a time, how important would you say it is to write down your goals, or to have goals per se, or to know what you want in the future?
Absolutely must. Absolutely important. Like it is, if I can tell you, it is the first principle or the first step that you need to take when you are starting any of your journey. Like if you're setting a goal, or at least setting a direction, or it's setting a destination where you want to reach in any kind of a journey, is as simple as setting a location on your Google map and then starting your journey. If you don't have a location pointed on your map, where are you heading to? I mean, practically you're lost in the journey since the beginning. Then if you don't have a destination to go to, when and how is a different story, but at least setting your goal clearly, as clearly as you can in your head, on your paper or in your notes, whatever medium you love, I feel is the most important thing. I've been doing it for years. Some goals have worked out, some haven't, some will, I don't know. But putting my goals on paper is the best thing that I've done. And I think I have uh, advised so many people, so many people who are younger to me, so many people who are my colleagues. I've advised them to do the same thing. I kind of, if I can show you, I have a notebook that I keep right next to where I work, because whenever I feel, I'm a big fan of journaling, and I love to write what my thoughts are in the current moment, at least if not every day, every alternate day. And one consistent practice that I have been into is that I've been every week, I kind of you can say write down about where I want to reach in terms of the journey that I'm taking right now. Maybe it be the content creation, or maybe architectural business, or interior design business, or many other aspects as well. Health, wealth, love. So I have these four pillars that I kind of constantly look at: my health, my wealth, the amount of wealth that I'm getting, the amount of health, fitness I have, the amount of love I have from my friends, my family, my relationships, and passion at my work, the amount of fun that I'm having at my work. So if I kind of, you can say it's a quality check every week where I write down where I think I am in all these four aspects. And one of the key step in that is writing where I am right now and where I want to be in the future. And that kind of constantly reminds you that where your motion should be, at least if not in the specific X direction, at least not drastically in the Z direction. So yeah, writing your goal, being clear in your head about your goal, or telling people about what your goal is absolutely needed. There is no excuse to that.
That is some phenomenal advice. That's actually some of the same key features that we here at ILN also think is core to just being successful in life. So, talking about ILN, what would be one of your favorite features or one of your favorite things about ILN?
I've browsed around a few things, and I've kind of liked how there are multiple features where you can write your goals, track them, and you can share it with people. There are different things that it kind of allows you to put all these different aspects in just one portal. I think that's absolutely fascinating. I mean, there are so many things that you need to be so-called productive, so-called successful, yeah, so-called uh, effective in your life, and putting them on one platform is something very unique that I've seen. And Ireland is doing a fabulous job when it has even just thought about that idea. And the implementation part, I mean, of course, you have a great team backed up, so that's not a problem. But just having that idea of having so many important things that you need to build a successful life, you have built it into one platform. That's an amazing thing to see.
There may be some people listening today or watching that you can bring value to or that could connect with you. So if you'll just let us know, maybe what's your Instagram, your email, or however you would want them to reach out to you.
I would really love if people can reach out to me directly on Instagram. They can DM me. I make sure I reply to most of the DMs that I get. I don't reply to the highs in the DM. Please, guys, if you're reaching out to me through DM, you should write the entire message, not just a simple hi. You can reach me directly over there. I'm accessible. I'm on Twitter by my name, Sohail Shaikh. So you can type it out. You can reach me directly on Twitter as well. That's the fastest way to reach me again. So yeah, these are the two modes you can get access to me.
Thank you so much for coming on today. You have shared some great tips, some amazing advice. Good luck to you.